What's up everyone, this is CyberKnight 8610, and today we have our Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5 Episode 15 discussion video for you guys. Yeah, this episode was kinda, it was alright. It was more of a talking episode, as there weren't any duels on some stuff, but we kinda learned some other things that are going on, and it's, you know, you can tell it's setting up for some other stuff in the future. Next episode we'll have some duels, and I think the reason why there really weren't any duels in this episode is that we're about to get a bunch of different duels for the next couple episodes. Because in this episode we find out that Yuya has to evidently beat 4 more people, and then he can qualify for a pro exam to, you know, and go in a duel and everything. So evidently he just has to beat 4 people, that way his win rate will actually be pretty good. So I thought that was kind of neat how, you know, in the school and everything they have to, you know, have a good average on wins and losses and everything, and then they can qualify to be a pro and go for that kind of testing and stuff. So it was pretty cool. If he wanted to, he could have just taken, you know, they would just gonna let him go on ahead and do the testing when he talks to Strong's manager, which we saw, of course, from the first episode. But he goes ahead and he's like, nah, it's not really fair, and he wants to go on ahead and, of course, just win the 4 duels like he should, and then just qualify that way. Which, I guess that's pretty cool. We're going to see a lot of cool duels from that, hopefully, and I know the next episode, it's like I talked about yesterday, he's going to get some kind of chef, evidently, that has some kind of food archetype. I don't believe any of them have been revealed to actually be cards, so I'm kind of wondering where that's going to be. Hopefully it'll be pretty cool. After that, I guess he has 3 more people to face, so here's to hoping that there'll be an older archetype or something, maybe Ally of Justice or Gishkis, or, you know, I'm saying Hidden Arsenal cards because we've seen those, so I'm kind of wondering if they're going to stay with the theme of Hidden Arsenal, or maybe something else. I mean, I'd still be happy with something else on that too. But yeah, I'm hoping to see, you know, some archetypes in the card game, or, you know, or even, I guess, a new archetype to the anime that's really good. I'd be alright with that too. Anyway, we find out about that, of course, so that's kind of the main thing going on with this episode, and then we also find out that Yuzu is actually trying to train and get stronger so she'll be able to fight, you know, because she wasn't strong enough against the Gym Knight girl, so she was wanting to get stronger. So she goes ahead and runs into Sora and asks Sora how to actually use fusion monsters. So I thought that was pretty cool. Maybe we'll see some kind of new fusion Fantasia cards, since that's the archetype she uses, or yeah, or maybe she'll actually just switch archetypes. I was kind of wondering on that, what's going to happen. And so I guess that we'll see what happens with that. He ends up even trying to teach her about polymerization stuff, which I think it's so funny how they have to really go through a school to learn these new types of cards. I know it's the anime and all that, but it just seems really weird. It's kind of like, wouldn't it just take maybe, to someone that didn't know anything about the game, wouldn't it just take maybe 15 minutes, if that, to kind of tell someone, hey, this is how it works, there you go. And then, I mean, even 15 minutes, that's probably longer than it should take. But I'm trying to think, if it's a really slow person, you know, this could probably work, you know, 15 minutes probably be the longest that it would take for them to understand it. I don't know. But whatever, it's kind of part of, I guess, the universal world that they live in, is that they have to train a lot to be able to use other types of cards from the extra deck, whether they be fusions and synchros and, of course, like sea monsters. And I guess pendulums in the future, we'll see. Also, I kind of thought there was some foreshadowing when we see Shingo. He's talking about pendulum monsters and how, of course, there will soon be more pendulum monsters. I have a feeling that he's going to end up being, of course, like I've said many times, end up being one of the good guys, and, of course, somehow having pendulum monsters. So could we expect some kind of Monarch pendulum deck? I don't know. I'm hoping that maybe he'll at least stay with Monarchs, though. Even if he doesn't ever get pendulum monsters, I would like to keep seeing Monarchs and, of course, Mega Monarchs from him. Anyway, though, going back to where Sora is helping Yuzu out and trying to teach her fusion stuff, he's kind of thinking if he should or not. And you see, I guess, Dark Yuya, as I guess we'll just call him that, in the background, and Sora ends up noticing it. And this is like the most epic moment, I think, that Sora has ever had, besides, you know, when he duels. He's basically become my favorite character, I think, of the whole series so far. Because they're like jumping around, using their duelists almost like lightsabers or something. I don't know, it was kind of weird. They actually like hit duelists together. I thought that was kind of cool. And he ends up saying something. I don't know if there's something wrong with my translation. Sometimes I wonder, because, you know, you never know if fan subbers kind of mess up some things. But, of course, he tells Dark Yuya, you're not from around here, you know, not from this world, I think. It was one or the other. And he says, neither are you, to Sora. So, does that mean Sora could be from the same dimension that Dark Yuya is? Again, maybe I just misunderstood it, or maybe my subversion was a little weird on that. Again, because that can happen. But I just kind of was like, whoa, could that mean that he is from somewhere else, like another dimension? Or are there, you know, are there different dimensions of Yuya as well? Like there's a fusion version, XC, and or what's going on with this? I mean, we still don't really have a whole lot. We don't really know a whole lot of what's going on, and it really doesn't clarify too much. Basically, we find out that the Dark Yugi is the one that evidently defeated one of the principals at LDS, and he's evidently the XC principal or whatever. He's the main teacher for that. And I thought it was kind of cool too. I know I'm kind of going off on all kinds of different subjects, but there's kind of a bunch of different random stuff to talk about, so that's kind of what this episode was. I thought it was kind of cool though that the Gemknight girl and then of course the X-Saber and the Castellar guys were also there, and they were actually concerned about the principal. You can kind of tell that they're not really like evil people, although they're supposed to be, you know, antagonists at the sort of the beginning, you know, of all this. I can tell that they'll probably end up being good guys, you know, or, you know, at least friends with the main characters. I'm hoping that's going to be the case too, because I actually really like those characters. They seem pretty cool. And it looks like the Gemknight girl is going to try to get revenge, of course, for what happened. So she's looking around for a Dark Yugioh. Also, maybe one of these days I'll actually learn their names to call them by the archetypes they use. But for now, that's just easier for me. I'm lazy on that, I guess. So much to remember. I'm terrible with names in real life, much less anime names. But yeah, what do you guys think about this episode? That's pretty much the main thing that happened. We found out that, of course, Yuya has to, you know, win support of people in duels, and that's basically what's going to happen next episodes. I'm really hoping that Yuzu will actually learn some fusion monsters, and I'm wondering, again, if that's going to be she'll go with a different archetype, or if the archetype, the Fantasia archetype, will actually just get fusions. I think that'd be pretty cool. I'm hoping that his other friends, too, will maybe, you know, learn XCs, or Synchros, or Rituals. I don't know. I'm hoping to see something on that. I think we're going to get Rituals, though, eventually. I think I've heard something on that. Hopefully it's not false information, but we'll just have to wait and see. I mean, come on, bring out Gishkis. I would love to see Gishkis on that. But yeah, I want to know what you guys think about this, if you're excited about this or not, or what do you think is going on with Dark Yugi? Do you think it is kind of like there's different dimensions to him, like there's a synchro version and all that, or do you think maybe it's just one other version that's just kind of like a, I guess, a parallel world where he's evil? I don't guess really evil, kind of more of an anti-hero sort of thing. Kind of reminds me, like I said, it's like Batman Yuya, I guess, really, because we don't really know what he's really doing, but it's kind of like, I guess, probably a good guy, but not really using the best things to do what he needs to do, I guess. You know, he's kind of a little bit darker on that. But yeah, tell me what you guys think. Of course, thank you for watching. Remember to comment, rate, and subscribe. I hope you guys are enjoying the series so far. And yeah, I guess I can't wait to see what other archetypes we're going to see for this tournament. Hopefully some other older archetypes again. Alright? Later, guys.